Okay, so you're a lawyer.
I am a
By
lawyer.
training. You
Yes,
practice as a lawyer.
yes.
And then you're doubling as a business leader. It's very
Yes.
interesting. How did that start?
In 2016, I had gone to England. I was seeing, we're going out because I was young at that time, university. I realized that most of the girls, when we go out, everyone wears eyelashes. So I was like, okay, I want to try them. So I bought a pack online, and then it came with glue. And then one time I fixed them myself, and I went out, and I could just feel, while I was out, I could feel like a liquid was seeping into my eyes, So I didn't think much of it. I went home, and then the next day I could still feel like my eyes had just been irritated, And then as the day progressed, it felt like there was a little like pebble in my eyes. So I was wondering what was going on, and by the time I realized, my eyes were burning. And so I was like temporarily blind for like 2 weeks. Go to the salon, and they fix lashes for you individually. So it can take over 2 hours for them to fix your lashes for you. You look pretty after, but it's the time. And then the idea came. Why don't you get cluster lashes that are already glued? They pre-glue it, and you just stick it on. Easy beauty on the go. That's what I say. It's beauty on the go for the busy woman.
What was the mission of Slash Beauty?
I want to be the Fenty Beauty of Africa.
Friends in Accra and the world beyond. It's us again on the Peswa Podcast, and on their behalf, once again, I have the privilege of talking to the CEO for Slash Beauty, a city set on a hill, really, in the beauty landscape, in the Ghanaian ecosystem, and I have the privilege once again of talking to the CEO, Sasha Sahnoon. Sasha, you're welcome.
Thank you for having me, Bill.
Thanks for coming. Your name, Sasha Sahnoon, right? Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay.
Actually.
The Sahnoon.
Yes.
Is it Ghanaian? It sounds Arabic.
Yes, it is. It's not Ghanaian,
Okay.
but I'm Ghanaian. That's
Yeah.
what's important. But yeah, it's
Okay.
from Burkina Faso. But yeah,
Yeah.
my father is Ghanaian. My
Okay.
mom is Ghanaian as well. I was born in Ghana as well. So
Okay. So Slash Beauty. What do you guys do? I mean, it's a beauty business, a beauty brand. What do you guys do? Your product lines?
yes, so Slash Beauty is a beauty brand. We mainly focus on eyelashes.
Okay.
I'll share the story why it's eyelashes.
Okay.
Lashes, lip glosses, lipsticks, lip liners, eyeliners, beauty blenders, accessories like compact mirrors, and we're about to expand the line as well.
Compact mirrors.
Compact mirrors, just like
Okay.
little mirrors you keep in
Okay,
your
okay.
bag. Women need those, so that's what we mainly have for now. But we are going to increase our offerings very soon. So
Okay. It's an interesting line. Like, thought of things. So do you do them here?
no, we source them.
You source them.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, what part of the process? Did you sell the products themselves, like packaging? Do the packaging here? Is anything happening in Ghana? Or?
Yes, so some of the packaging happens in Ghana.
Okay.
There's a really great brand that does packaging. I don't know if I
Okay.
should mention their names, but Baggett and Box in Africa.
Okay.
They do really, really well with packaging in Ghana. And I've been using them for, probably like 5 years.
Mhm.
So it depends on what exactly I need packaged, because something like the eyelashes, it's something that needs to be sourced, and then they'll package it according to your specifications from wherever you source them from.
Okay.
So it will be hard to get that packaging in Ghana.
Okay. All right. So we're going to come back to your business, but I really just want to get to know as a person,
Okay.
So even though I had my suspicion that you're probably Arabic somehow from Egypt or something, with your surname, they say you're from Ghana,
Yeah.
born in Ghana. You have a sibling? You have a sister?
Yeah, I have a sister, an older sister.
An older sister.
Just
Okay.
the two of us.
Okay. So you're raised here in Ghana,
Raised in Ghana,
in Accra?
in Accra. Yes.
Schools.
So I attended Richard School,
Okay.
and then Wesley Girls. And then
You're in trouble.
oh no, we are not in trouble in safe hands. And
Okay.
then I went and I did my LLB in England,
Okay.
and then I moved back to Ghana in COVID time, because I mean at that time I was just not sure of how things were going to be in England, because a lot of people had lost their jobs, and obviously I'm an immigrant. So once Ghana opened its borders, I just ran back home with no
Ghana.
plan. Yeah, and then
You gotta go home.
yeah.
Okay, so what are you studying at Wesley Girls?
So I did general arts.
Which year
So
did you do Wesley
history. Sorry,
Which year did you leave Wesley Girls?
I left in 2015.
Okay, you're saying something.
Yes, I was just saying what I studied, but yeah, French,
Okay.
general arts, French, CRS, history,
Okay.
literature.
And then you went to the UK.
The UK to
To
study
school?
law, LLB. So I studied in the University of Kent,
Mhm.
and then after that I did a solicitor's course called the LPC. I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Okay.
At the University of Law in Birmingham, and then I came back to Ghana.
Okay, so you grew up wanting to be a lawyer, or
Yes, always.
where is that coming from?
So my father is a lawyer,
Oh,
and
okay.
that's all I ever saw. I always knew I was going to be a lawyer. I don't know why or what it was about being a lawyer,
Probably
but
the wig.
I don't even know what
You
it
fancy
was.
the wig.
Yes, I say when you're young, you see doctors, you see lawyers, you're like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I want to be one.
But did they
So-
push you? Did they nudge you in that direction? I mean, your dad especially.
Actually, no. Let me be honest. I'm not great at math,
Oh.
so I always knew I was gonna do something, more reading central. Something
Okay.
that's more like reading, because I like to write. I like to read. So that's where I was geared towards anyway. And lawyers are, I'm sure you've heard about it, the lawyers are bad at math. So yeah, it was just, no one really pushed me. I just
Okay.
didn't think I could do anything else. It was just law.
Read law. Oh, I see. And your mom?
My mom is a banker.
Oh, your mom is a math woman.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I just got
I
that
see.
law. Yeah. I just
Okay.
love to read. My sister is great at math,
Mhm.
but she hates reading. And I
Ah.
love reading.
So you people flipped.
Yes.
Went to your dad's
Yes.
direction, she took your mom's direction.
Literally.
Okay, but what does your sister do now?
She's a banker as well.
Oh, are you a lawyer?
Yeah, I'm a lawyer.
That's very funny.
I know. I know.
It's a very funny dynamic.
Yeah.
It tells a lot. The children end up like their parents, more or less.
True.
Okay, so you're a lawyer.
I am a lawyer.
You're training. You're
Yes,
practicing as a lawyer.
yes.
And then you're doubling as a business leader. That's very
Yes.
interesting. How did that start? Like-
So,
Is Slash Beauty your first business?
yes, my first business.
Okay, how did that start?
So that started, I would say, story is very interesting, but I would say everything started in 2016, even though we launched in 2018. In 2016, I had gone to England. I was seeing, we're going out because I was young at that time in university. We were experimenting with makeup and everything. And then I realized that most of the girls, when we go out, everyone wears eyelashes. So I was like, okay, I want to try them, because the first time I tried lashes was on my 18th birthday. And it really changed my look. So I was thinking, okay, why don't I try lashes? So I bought a pack online, and then I didn't even know how to wear them. So a friend used to come to my place and then fix it for me and then go home. And they said, like, it's normal for a lot of women. Like, a lot of women don't know how to wear their lashes, but we like how it makes us look and feel when we're done with them.
Okay.
So I bought a pack online, and then it came with glue. And then one time I fixed them myself, and I went out, and I could just feel, while I was out, I could feel like a liquid was seeping into my eyes, So I didn't think much of it. I went home, and then the next day I could still feel like my eyes had just been irritated, And then as the day progressed, it felt like there was a little like pebble in my eyes. So I was wondering what was going on. And by the time I realized, my eyes were burning. So it was burning so much that an ambulance had to come and get me from the house, because I couldn't keep my eyes open. And I couldn't keep them closed either, because when I close them, it feels like there's like a pebble
in
in
your
both my eyes. So at this point, my eyes were just on fire. I don't even know how to describe how painful that was. I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. It was terrible. So an ambulance had to come and get me from home, because
And all of this was away from home.
yeah, this was when I was in
No
England. Yeah, no
parents.
parents.
Wow.
Yes. So I was living with my aunt, and then her daughter called the ambulance, because she was not home either. So an ambulance came, and then I went to the hospital, and long story short, the ophthalmologist told me that both my corneas were scratched. So we're just trying to trace what could have caused this irritation. And they were able to trace it down to the lash glue that was used.
Okay.
Yes, so the lash glue had, usually the glues at that time, most of them had this chemical called formaldehyde. It usually causes eye irritations, because it has fumes and stuff. So that's what caused the eye irritation. Because the whole thing was that when I went to the ophthalmologist, he was wondering, he said it's called keratitis, right? And that's when your corneas are scratched. And he was wondering how both of my eyes were gone. Because usually if there's an irritation, which is like a normal thing, it's just one eye. So why is it that I have two eyes gone? So that's when we were able to trace it, the eyelashes and the lash glue. And so I was like temporarily blind for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very serious.
Your story is really an semblance of this popular story in the Bible, the story of Paul.
Mm-hmm.
on his way to Damascus.
Damascus,
He meets
yes. I never
Jesus.
thought of it that way.
He goes to, and then that's like his turning point. Interesting.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
go on,
yes.
Pauline. Go on.
Yes.
Paula. Is it Paula?
Paula, I like Paula. Yeah, so after that, then
Yeah.
God being so. I remember when I couldn't really see much, I would just be praying because I wear glasses, right? I was
Okay.
just thinking, I was like, I already have bad vision. And then this
Oh.
has happened to me. Like, am I ever going to see again? But during that period, I just had a feeling that I was going to see again, everything was going to be fine. So eventually, after 2 weeks, I attempted because I had like bandages on my eyes. So my aunt had
Okay.
to take care of me, feed me, shower me, everything, because I couldn't do anything. So eventually, sometimes I'll just peep through the bandage on my eyes, and then I'm like, oh, I can see a bit, but it was really blurry. Then eventually, I was still forcing, because even with me with glasses like this, I try not to be dependent on my glasses.
Glasses.
Like I try and just walk around with. Just tell myself I can see, but if I'm driving or watching TV, I need my glasses. So I was just trying to make sure that I was not putting in my head that I was blind or I couldn't see, or I was always going to have a blurred vision. So I think one time I thought it was good. I was moving with faith that I could see. I went outside to see if I could see. I was going on a walk and I went
Wait, let's
out.
just so we're sure. How many fingers do I have?
Oh, you have to.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
short-sighted. Yeah, I can see you. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Just kidding.
So I went out, and then when I went out, I realized the sunlight was just so much for my eyes. I just had to stay in again for like another week till my eyes just eventually adjusted to light and everything. So then that's part one of the story, right? And then from after I probably like from September in 2016 into 2017, I just had this feeling that I wanted to do something. I couldn't describe that feeling. I wanted to start a business.
Okay,
I wanted to start a business because at that time I had a lot of people around me, young women around me. My sister was a makeup artist as well, and I used to see how she used to wake up really early in the mornings to go and do like a client who's has an appointment with her at 5 a.m. My sister is there at 4:30, and I used to see that. And I used to wish I could do that, but I just knew that I didn't want to be in the service.
Wait, your sister in Ghana?
Yeah, my sister in Ghana. She was in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes. But before I even left to England, she was doing makeup on the side.
Okay.
So she had like extra income.
Okay.
And I used to admire that because even for me, as I was in England and I was in school, my dad was supporting, my parents were supporting me. And I just wanted to have something going on for myself so I don't always have to ask. So it was a blend of different things. I wanted to start something. I wanted to start a business. And then I was trying to figure out what business I could go into. So my aunt was telling me, the lady I was living with at that time, she said to me, she can tell that I like makeup. So why don't I become a makeup artist? And I said, I can't do makeup for people. I can do makeup for myself because my sister told me. So what I have on now is what my sister told me years ago. Yeah, I cannot do anything else apart from this. So she says, okay, if you can't do makeup, then why don't you sell a product? And I was thinking, sell a product? Who does that? Like,
the way,
Before
I continue, where do you think that hunger came from? The hunger to what? Because you're in law school
I
at
was
the
in
time.
law school, yes.
Studying law in the UK, you're going to become a lawyer.
Yes.
I'm sure that is your parents are proud.
Yes.
Where do you think that hunger came from?
I have no idea.
Did you read a book? Did you see a bus?
I didn't. I don't know what it was. It just came from nowhere. And I was just having conversations because I knew I wanted to start something. If I would either sell clothes or something, it was just something that was just burning in me. I need to start something.
Okay.
So then as I started searching, I think I was also on a journey of discovering myself.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it was. I just wanted to figure out what else could I do. Because I just felt like I'm in school, I'm not really doing anything else. I mean, I worked in a card shop, and then I was a receptionist at the law clinic. That's what we called it. So I was just, yes, but those were not really, the law clinic job was not really paid or anything like that. So yes, it was like, yeah. So I just sometimes we follow barristers around for their clients and take notes. No one's really paying you for that. So that's when I felt
you felt like you could do more.
Yes, that's just what it was.
With like your capacity.
My capacity. But now that I think of it, I think it's my aunt that put this idea in me.
Wow.
Because I remember we'll be home and we don't do much, and she's like, why are you home? Why is everybody home? Even her own children, why are you home? When she was our age, she was even in England, but she'd come to Ghana and she's in Makola selling things. So what are we doing at home?
Yeah.
So I think that's when I started thinking, okay, since I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't really draw, I'm not artistic or anything, then there must be something else in me. So I was just trying to discover that. And that's why I decided to try business. So when I was thinking about what products I wanted to sell, when I slept on it, the only thing I could think of was eyelashes.
Wow.
Yes.
It's interesting. Like the source of your blindness and heavy discomfort is something you're now turning to as business opportunity.
Business opportunity, yeah.
You're a brave woman, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were me, I wouldn't touch it.
Because I know, right? That's what everyone says. That you not even wear, like, why would you
Were
wear
you
lashes
still wearing
again?
lashes after this?
No, so
experience?
during that period, I was like, no lashes for me. No
Okay.
lashes. So when I thought about the eyelashes, when I got the idea, I was thinking that why am I even thinking about eyelashes? Like, what am I going to do different? Like, you still need glue to fix it. So what am I going to do about that? So I told my aunt about the idea that I wanted to sell eyelashes, and she thought it was a brilliant idea because she realized that, okay, you're university, when the girls are going out, everybody wears eyelashes. Not everybody can order on Amazon or wherever that night and get it that night. If I'm the campus rep, they're all going to come to me for the eyelashes. So that's when I got the idea to sell eyelashes. And then I told my family about it. And I told my father, and he was like, eyelashes? What is like? What is that? What is that? Exactly. You know, but I pushed past all the doubts, all the fears, and then I started it in 2018. And
you're still in school.
Yeah.
So how was the plan? Like, were you retailing from like a wholesaler?
So everything was online. I mean, at that time, everything was just online. And I think...
Were you doing like, I'm saying in the early phase, were you doing buy and sell?
Everything was branded. Everything was Slash Beauty from the get-go.
From the get-go. Okay.
Yes, from the get-go. I don't even know. That's why I always say God gave me this idea, because I could have started selling other people's products. Even till today, people ask, when I say I sell makeup products, everyone thinks I'm retailing other people's brands. I'm like, no, it's my brand. And they're very impressed. I'm like, yeah, it's mine. Yeah, it's my brand.
So
yeah, that's how Slash Beauty started.
Did you design yourself?
Yes, and I remember, in fact, it's just been beautiful, because when I first got the idea and then I was trying to design, I was thinking of the most complicated the packaging, because I knew that to stand out in a saturated market, because even in Ghana, because mind you, I was in England and I was still trying to sell to Ghanaians, because I was home almost every vacation, every holiday I was home. So I didn't want to neglect my Ghanaian, roots. I wanted to still sell in Ghana. So I was just thinking, since it's a saturated market, both in the UK and in Ghana, what could make my product stand out, because it's eyelashes, right? So I was thinking about packaging. I also realized that I needed a professional photo shoot because it's beauty. And that's what a lot of other brands, because most of the brands in Ghana were selling wholesale. So there's not really a brand attached to the whatever products. Yes. Yeah. So I felt like, since I was exposed to that in the UK, because that's how beauty products are marketed in the UK, I just felt like I could bring that to my brand and then still be able to cater to the UK market or an international market and the Ghanaian market. And it caught on in Ghana because people could see the heart and soul that was being poured into the brand.
You were in the UK at the time?
I was in the UK at that time. I was selling in Ghana.
How are you doing that?
So when I remember my first stock, when I was coming to Ghana, I just bought everything, but it wasn't even that much. I just bought everything to Ghana. But in September of 2018, I did a photo shoot with my friends, because at that time I couldn't afford to have models. So it was my friends and then myself as well, my sister and I think about 3 of my friends. And we had about 5 lashes that we were going to release, and all had different styles, because I came to understand that not everybody wants short lashes, not everybody wants long lashes. So I wanted to have different styles for everybody and make the lashes have a personality. So you know that, okay, I'm a natural girl, I want these short lashes. I'm someone who likes the lashes to just be a little, not too subtle, but still shows a bit. We have lashes for you. We have girls, like especially the UK girls, they want lashes. Someone told me, she said to me, she wants her lashes to be seen from a mile away. She wants long lashes. So then I have to make sure that I'm catering to that market as well. Funny. So it was, yes, exactly. But then the Ghanaians are more, conservative. They don't want long lashes. They want short lashes. So I was serving all those markets. So I made sure that I had a photo shoot to show people what the lashes actually look like on people. Because sometimes you come to someone's page and you're so confused that what is this? But then I'm showing you what it looks like on somebody, so you have a fair idea of what you're going to put on your eyes. So that's where it started. And then we realized that we didn't have the glue for the lashes. So that's when we introduced the Stick and Stay Magic Liner. So I know you don't really understand because you're a man, right? But then the lashes, you have to put glue on the lash and then wait a long while before you put it on your eyes, and sometimes it doesn't dry, and that's what caused my eye irritation. Yes. So I was thinking, okay, why don't we, if we're going to release glue, let's make sure that it's free of formaldehyde. So our suppliers will send us an SDS report. So that shows the chemicals that have been used, and if they also have to have some type of certification in their country. So we examined that and realized that, okay, the products don't have this. So what happens is that with this eyeliner that doubles as lash glue, it just goes onto your eyelids instead of the lash itself. And it takes about less than 10 seconds for it to get dry, and then just stick the lash on. So it doesn't come into contact with your actual eye. It's on top of your eye.
Okay.
You know, so when we sold that idea, people bought into it. I remember, I think that was one of my highlights of this business. There was so much buzz around that product because people had not even heard of it.
Okay.
So that put Slash Beauty in a different.
Yeah, that makes it different.
Yes. So that's what we started with.
So let's run it back a little. You know, so you've decided which year are you in now? In final year in your university? At the time when you started Slash Beauty?
I was 21. So I was probably in second year.
Second year,
yeah.
okay. So second year, you decided to do a business, you know. I'm sure that is surprised.
Yeah.
And, well, you decided to put yourself to work and do something else. How did you get the money for it? Was it savings, or like you had to raise investment? Was it family and friends? How was that looking like?
So I had a little bit of savings, but I didn't amount to much. But it was mainly my family, my parents, my father, my mom.
Oh, that's nice.
They came through, yeah.
And so, did you have like a team you're working with at the time? Did you have to put together a team?
Everything was just me.
Wow.
Everything was me. But, you know, I didn't even feel like it was a burden because I was enjoying it so much. Okay. And, you know, the only thing was when I had to, you know, send products out. Mm-hmm. So in England, we'll just go to the post office and then we ship it. But in Ghana, my mom helped me because my mom had some stock in Ghana. If an order comes, I let her know, okay, mommy, this is the person's order. And then she'll get a dispatch rider to come and pick up from her, or they can pick up from her at where she works, you know, and all that. So that was really, really, really.
So where in the UK you're selling online, right? Is it like Instagram online, or you have a website?
Instagram was mainly Instagram.
Right. So now you're now it's law school, 4-year course, your LLB, right?
Yes.
And then you do a solicitor's course, still in the UK.
In the UK.
Why did you come to Ghana then?
So interestingly enough, after my LPC, the solicitor's course, I had no plans of coming back to Ghana. In my head, I was either going to do a course in marketing because I realized that I had a flair for it without even knowing about marketing. When I started seeing posts online about marketing and all that, I realized I'm already doing all these things without anybody teaching me these things. So why don't I go to school to sort of give me some type of structure on what I'm doing? So I wanted to go to a marketing school or...
Were you trying to teach the law?
I wasn't. I just felt like I wanted to just explore something. And, you know, I always, from older women especially older women, that told me that if I want to do anything, I should do it now while I'm young. Because once I get older and I have more responsibilities, I will not really have the time to do what I actually wanted to do. There's nothing wrong with exploring. And that's something my aunt taught me. There's nothing wrong with exploring. So I wanted to do marketing. And then apart from marketing, if that didn't work out, then I wanted to go to France for a year to learn a language, and just because I used to admire my friends who were in Ghana, right? And then they left to do like a year abroad and they were speaking fluent French. And in school, French was my favorite subject. Like even if there's any paper that I'll ever fail.
All the conjugation and
no. If there's any paper I'll ever fail, French will never be one of them. I loved it so much.
So you speak French now?
I don't. That's why I wish I did like a year because I know, because when I was in second year of university, you're allowed to pick a wild course.
Okay.
So I started with French because I thought, okay, why don't I just study French? But then there were a lot of English speakers around me because you're in the UK. So how will I pick up the language?
Practice.
So I dropped it and then I chose photography instead.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. So now I respect my business. Yeah, so I respect photographers a lot because that course was challenging. Yeah.
Okay, so you're going on why you came to Ghana.
Yes, so when then COVID happened, and that just halted all my plans because at that time everyone is scared, everyone is uncertain, and I also realized that a lot of UK people who live in the UK who are British, they had lost their jobs, and here I am as an immigrant. What are my prospects of me finding a job after school? So I started thinking either I stay in the UK and still like try and stay and then go to school because I had other friends who were Nigerian and all that, and they were serious about staying. Like they had no choice. They were not going back to their home countries, you know. So then that's when I started thinking. And so when the Ghana's borders opened, I was like, let me just go back to my home. At least I can see my family and I can figure out my life after that. So I just woke up one morning. And then the feeling was just so strong. It just said, go back home.
Did you tell your parents about this?
After in fact I was trying to stay, right, because I was like, let me just wait it out and see, because if I stayed in England, I think they're going to do the 2-year post-study work visa, so I could stay on in England for an extra 2 years and find a job. But I just woke up one morning, the voice just said go back home, and I just obeyed that voice, and so I just said I was coming back home. And
What
I
did your
think
parents say?
they didn't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't mind at all.
Sure, that was itching for a legal partner.
I know, right? Come back home and go to law school, because for him,
Yeah.
I was just wondering that, okay, you've gone to law school and done all these things, then what happens to, like, if you come back to Ghana, you can't practice.
Yeah.
So, because you never know, it's better for you to be qualified there and qualified here, so at least you can.
But
yeah.
were you qualified there?
So I did a solicitor's course. I didn't do the bar course.
Okay.
Yes, because I didn't think I wanted to go to court and be doing all that. I
Oh.
just wanted to be like on the back end, doing the research and doing all that. That's what I thought I wanted to do. So I said, okay. Then he
You
said
came to Ghana?
I came back to Ghana, and then I went to the law school in
When
Ghana.
did you leave the law school in Ghana?
Where did I
Which
do?
year? When did you
When
leave?
did I leave? I left in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then you're still running your
2022.
business.
Still
While
running
you're
my
in law
business.
school.
While I was in law school, and even with that one, when I first went to law school, and then I met new people, and I spoke about my business, and they already had my products,
Oh.
and I'm like, I was not even in this country.
Celeb.
How do you already have my products, or you've heard about
That's
my
good.
brand? So it always just felt
And at
so
the time, your
good.
mom was your main retailer in the country.
Yeah, she was the one retailing for me.
Oh,
Yes.
that's good.
Yes. So when I moved back, then I was handling that.
Are you sharing profit with her, with mommy?
She was happy to do it.
Oh.
Oh, she was more than happy to do it. And the thing is that I'm so happy and really, really grateful that she believed in me, because even from that time to now, the brand has really grown. Because when I look at it, at that time, I thought I was really doing it. But now, right now, what we're doing now, I'm like, we're really playing around. But then at that time,
Yeah, so you have a team now?
so we have a bigger team, yes. But we are even going to go deeper into like the team, because it was just last year. Because I was still I was shy.
Okay.
I didn't want people to know about the business, because I started working in a law firm. So after I got called to the bar,
Okay.
I started working. I did my pupillage at AB and David,
Okay.
which is a great one of
Law
the
firm.
big law firms in Ghana. So I started doing my pupillage at AB and David, and I remember there was a time one of the partners, she called me to her office and she says, she was on Instagram the night before and she saw me on Instagram. I was confused, and she showed me a video for our 5th anniversary. Because I did a 5th anniversary video thanking all our customers for sticking with us, and that was a year of growth and metamorphosis,
In vibes.
Yeah, and I'm really happy I used that term metamorphosis, because I'm seeing that happen in my life now. So she told me, she saw it, and she was like, how come nobody knows I have a business in the firm? I said, I didn't know you could be a lawyer and then have a business and be doing something beauty related, because lawyers are conservative. So I didn't think I was supposed to speak about it. And she said, how can you be a businesswoman and you don't want anybody to know about your business? So then she now told me that they were having what should I even call it? It's called the Crystal Ball, right? Where business people come together, and then we get to see insights into the coming years. So what businesses you could invest in. And she wanted us to have she wanted my brand to have a stand. And I had never done that before. So I said, I'm not going to do it.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. So long story short, the following year, she kept convincing me. She's like, you're going to do it.
Okay.
So I partnered with a friend called Stacy. She has a fashion brand and she's a lawyer. And I also saw how my friend was so supportive of her having a fashion business and still working for them, because the women were buying her clothes.
Yeah.
And they were flaunting it. They loved it. So I was thinking, if I'm sitting here and I have these products and I'm shy to even talk about it, why don't I partner with her and then we share a stand? So we did that. And even though I was still working, because we had to usher people in and all that, I'll go once in a while, I'll go and check on my stand, because her Stacey's sister was taking care of this, like selling and everything. And I went by, when I go to my stand, I realized that, people are there and I'll engage with them. And I realized that, okay, it's actually not so bad.
Yeah.
So that sparked something. I was like, okay, this was last year, January. So it was after that I was like, okay, if the opportunity comes for me to do a stand again, I will take the opportunity. And the opportunity came in June last year, and R&R Luxury was organizing a wellness fest. And I was thinking, why don't I get on board? So we paid and got a stand. And my idea was not to come in there with t-shirts, because I knew everybody was going to show up with t-shirts. It was a wellness fest, so people are going to come in gym wear. Why don't it was my stand that just went, because I didn't have a team at that time. So why don't we dress like those who are coming for the event? We get gym wear by Slash Beauty, customized, and people loved the idea. They came to our stand. Everybody came to our stand. It was pink. It was pretty. Women love pink. And from that, I was like, okay, I love this. I just love speaking to my customers. I'm meeting them in real life. They're telling me what they want. I'm seeing them in person. So that opened my eyes to what else I could introduce to the brand. And yeah, so from there, it's just been.
Wow. Okay, so you're still a lawyer.
I'm still a lawyer, yes.
Last year, you got to realize that you're really excited about being a business leader and this is something you want to do. But you're still practicing as a lawyer. How has that experience been for you?
It's been challenging. It's been very challenging. But I would say I was working with AB and David, I told you, right? And I quit.
Okay.
Yes, I quit. And this is that voice again I keep telling you about.
This voice.
It was this voice that, and I knew that time was coming because I was reading this book by Joyce Meyer. She's a preacher. And it's called Don't Give Up. And I was reading it and it said something about the ego. Right? And she said something, or the book says that if you're an eagle and you're in a chicken coop, you will not feel comfortable. You always want to break out. And when you want to break out, you tell people about it and they'll tell you why you're breaking out. You are like you're fine where you are. Like, why don't you just stick to the norm? You should ignore all those people and soar high. Wow. And I felt like that's how I was feeling at that time. If I highlighted and I told my mom about it, I told my brother-in-law about it because he's also very spiritual. And he says, it's fine. Like, I'm okay to feel that way. So I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when that day would come where I'll actually I didn't know if it meant that I should quit my job or what did it mean? So long story short, I woke up one morning. No, I woke up in the morning. I knew I was going to quit my job. I was not sure when. And then I think I was going to give an assignment. I think I had done a review for my senior to also review and then give his feedback. And on my way, I just stopped by one of the partner's office, like the managing partner. And I went to knock. And I just said to her, I'm quitting.
Wow.
That was it. Nobody informed that. I just did it. I did that. And I'll tell you one thing. When I told them this, or the people I told that I was quitting, they all told me they were proud of me.
Wow.
That's all they said to me. They're really proud of me, which was very strange because I'm leaving. So no, I'm very proud of you. Go and do it. Soar high.
That's very telling.
Yeah.
How did your dad take it? Your dad who's a lawyer.
I mean, I told him because eventually I was going to have to work with him,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's a great lawyer. And I mean, I always knew I was going to be a lawyer. And I also felt like being in a big firm, like the firm I was in, I wanted to learn some more. So I felt like I'd not given law a chance to see if I even like it.
Okay.
No, then I'm just quitting, right? So why don't I give it a chance? So when I was with AB and David, I had a friend who just not even a friend that was just advising me on this side, not even an AB and David, a fellow lawyer. And she was just saying that she could see what I was doing, right, with my beauty brand and everything. And she was just saying that it's better for me to go to a smaller firm where it's not as intense. Because the way my business was growing, I mean, I was having exhibitions that last 3 days. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If I have work on Friday or I'm going out of Accra on Friday, what happens? Because I didn't have a solid team at that time. Okay. And I didn't want a situation where it will have to conflict with work. Right, okay. Because at the same time, I need to make some money here. Yeah, I need to do that. And this is the perfect opportunity for people to see and know my brand and connect to my brand. But I have work. So before I even get to that stage, I just knew that I had to leave and probably find a smaller firm or focus on business for a while. But yeah, that didn't happen. So I'm back in practice, active practice, and learning.
What changed? Is it because of your dad? So now I think it's because your dad is probably running a law firm himself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so just to place a certain firm hand on the family business.
Yes.
Of sorts. Okay.
Yes.
I get it. It makes sense.
Yes.
It's still business.
It's still business. It is business. And the thing with law is that it takes a while for you to see the benefits of being a lawyer.
Okay.
You need to have experience. You need to build clientele. It's not that I just started today and I'm going to make millions. I'm going to get some land case. And if you're lucky or you're blessed, maybe, I mean, everyone is like, I'm lucky and blessed. Maybe. But yeah, it's rare, so why don't I start with the firm and learn? Yeah. Use this time to learn. But at the same time, I'm also learning about business. And for all I may end up merging the two and then I may be doing consultancy. Why not?
That's, talking about learning, you said you were in the school,
Yes,
CFA school,
yes,
studying business. What
yes.
was that about? When did that start?
So this was even just last year, right?
Okay.
Last year, I saw an Instagram ad for CEIBS, which is the China Europe International Business School. I saw a flyer online, and then or an ad online, and I think they were having like a little conference. I don't even know what pushed me to even attend this conference. So I just went, and I enjoyed it so much. They're talking about business, finance, the courses that they offered. And I was thinking, since I'm already in this space right now and I don't have a business background, why don't I get that structure I wanted to do when I was in England? I wanted to do marketing, but then this is even going to go deeper. And as a business owner, it just makes sense for you to know the foundations of your business. Because if I'm going to hire a financial advisor or an accountant, I need to know certain things so that when we I can communicate. Because I still want to be a part of the business, even though I may delegate roles. I still need to be at the base and at the foundation. Okay. So that's what this year is for. This year is for learning, not even just business, but I've also been speaking to women who are in the beauty space who have had salons and spas for over 25 years, and they all say one thing: I should learn a skill. So right now I'm trying to figure out what skill I need to learn. Because I feel like I can be anything. Like, why do I have to box myself into one thing, be a lawyer, be a business owner? Why don't I want to do other things, So I'm still exploring.
I really admire that trait. So far from our conversation, you are one who wants to, at almost certain points in your life, you feel like there is more.
There is more.
And like you are aware of your capacity as a human being and you want to keep exploring. It's an semblance of what the Greeks were. We read about this, they say like Epictetus or someone, and then they're like, one person, he was a military man, and he was a philosopher, and he was a business leader, he was a politician, a poet, a philosopher. Yeah, so it's exciting. I always try to have that result as a person, that you can be anything.
You can be anything.
And God has placed himself in us.
Yes.
For the religious ones.
Yeah, and I also feel like where I am in life, God has brought me back. Even the voice that told me I should leave has brought me back. And this is the situation I'm in. So I'm just praying for grace to just be able to run my business. And I've still been able to run my business, even though I'm in court literally almost every day.
Interesting.
So
it's actually possible.
It's possible
to do it and to juggle multiple. I mean, I hear people, someone like Elon Musk. He runs like 7 almost impossible companies. That's one man, and it's possible.
It's possible.
Keep going. All right. So, what does the future look like for Slash Beauty? I ask this because the sub-Saharan beauty landscape, the market is like a $14 billion one, right? And there are major foreign players in the market. What are you doing over the next, say, 5 years to position yourself as a brand to capture this market, right? And I have a follow-up question, but then what are you doing as a Ghanaian, a local brand, to have a really great share of that market, particularly because of, say, Afrocentric beauty standards. We'll come to that. But first part is, what are you doing? What are the next steps looking like?
So that's why I even love the fact that I'm in school now, because it's opening my mind so much to all the possibilities. But for now, what we're doing now is we need to get more visibility. We need to have, apart from more visibility, we just need to be everywhere more, or have better distribution channels, and still keep the brand tight, good distribution channels. So it's not just, I don't know if I want Slash Beauty to be mass yet. I don't know if you get what I mean. Yeah, I still wanted to have some, because some niche, because that helps. I want us to have that niche.
Exclusivity.
No, because we had this conversation, this banter. It's your audience that determines if you're premium or you're luxury or you're So I still have to be very strategic so that it's still in line with where I see the brand going, or see the brand going. So where I see the brand going. And right now, with all the efforts that goes into the packaging and everything, I want more people to know about the brand. And if we're able to get the Ghanaian market, right, word of mouth is going to spread. And we see right now we're online, everybody has access to the internet. We get orders from different countries, and they try it and they love it. So hopefully at some point, it'll be
cross country.
Yes. But you see, DHL is also killing us. It's just so, I don't know if you heard of it's basically like a trade line for African countries. If it comes, if it happens, that will help a lot of us. in business, because then we're able to send products out, and it's going to be.
It is strange that we can't sell internally as a continent.
Yes, it's very, very strange. It's very strange, but I don't know if I even have hope. But it may, because a lot of talk about it, but no one is really. I don't know if it's going to be something that can be implemented.
It's more difficult for you to ship your product from here to say Nairobi.
Yes, it is. It really is. So imagine if that was not a barrier. By now, this business can even go far.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, in the next few years, that will happen, or we're able to get our products more out there. And I'm open to learning, because there are different markets.
So currently, are you retailing with? Are you just retailing online? Are you retailing with physical shops? Is there a plan?
Yes, it's going to happen this year. So I want us to have that. If we position ourselves in certain stores, then more people, let's say you have like the other foreign not even just foreigners, other people from other countries. Nigerians come to Ghana a lot. Mm-hmm. And even just yesterday, I spoke about my business in class, and the number of Nigerians that patronized the brand just yesterday. So I'm just thinking, okay, I'm thinking Nigeria. But for something like that, I'll have to study their beauty environment, because Nigeria, there are a lot of Nigerians, and that market is heavily saturated, and they are already like key players in that industry. So it's just something that I just have to learn how to navigate, because not every market is the same. The Ghanaian market is different from the Nigerian market. The Kenyan market is different from the Nigerian market. So it depends on, I think I just focus on Ghana for now.
Okay.
And then see how that grows.
Okay. So in Ghana, what's the plan now? I mean, you mentioned that you want to go into physical shops.
Physical shops, yes.
So how is that looking like? The partnerships, you want to own your own storefronts?
I would love to have my own storefronts, but I can't do that right now. Okay. So getting a store would be great, and I'm learning.
Why though?
You see that people want the capital. It's a lot. It was going to be a lot. Okay. But at the same time, I always have customers asking, "Oh, do you have a shop? Do you have a shop? Do you have a shop?" I'm like, "Is it necessary to have a shop?" And then people are saying, "Oh, it's not necessary to have a shop, but obviously you're going to spend a lot. Overhead cost is going to be a lot. Are you ready for that now?"
How about partnerships with like existing shops?
Yes. So maybe that's what we may be looking into instead. Okay. Yeah. So that we start, because it's going to be a process. The dream is big. Like, the dream is big. I want to be the Fenty Beauty of Africa. Like, I want to be that brand, but we start small.
Why do you say Fenty Beauty?
Because Fenty Beauty is, I don't want to say the best beauty brand, but I think it's just because of the person who is behind the brand, her authenticity. Okay. And that's what's selling. Because, I mean, for my face, I use MAC. I can't even lie. I use MAC because I've been using MAC for the longest time. But if I see a Fenty Beauty product, I trust it, I'll buy it. I see the lip gloss, I'm going to buy it. Sometimes I may not even need it, but because she's built such an authentic brand, it resonates with me.
So you want to build an authentic Ghanaian brand.
Yes.
Interesting. So, I mean, now that you have plans for expansion locally, are you looking at raising capital?
Yeah. Yes, I am. I am. But interesting. I'm still learning how everything works. I wish I have a mentor. Okay. Right, I have a mentor, but that's my aunt, because she's a businesswoman. But it would be easier to have someone who's in the beauty industry. Okay. But I see sometimes these things, because they also have their own things that they think about. Sometimes even with having mentors and stuff, I feel like it should be a natural connection sometimes, because it look like if you keep bothering the person, texting them, they also have their own things that they're thinking about, and they're also running their businesses. You see, so sometimes it's a bit tough. So I've had everything I've learned with Slash Beauty, I had to learn on the job. Yes, on the job.
What would you say was the mission of Slash Beauty?
Just easy beauty. I wanted to create products that save you time, and it's mainly for convenience. Saves you time. You don't have to struggle with them. Like, it's just easy, easy beauty on the go. That's what I say. It's beauty on the go for the busy woman. And sometimes I even look at myself. I don't like self-care days. I don't like going to the salon and spending hours getting my nails done. I hate it. I hate getting my hair done. I hate beauty. Too much. It's too much for me. Yeah. Sometimes even in the shops I've been learning, I'm like, why don't we women just make life easier for ourselves? Like, why do we keep putting ourselves under so much stress and pain? And I don't understand why. Even heels, like, why do you have to wear heels when they're uncomfortable? Some heels are very uncomfortable because we want to take pictures and stuff. Oh, it's like a status symbol. We want to wear it. Like, so I've just been trying to understand, like, women and how we think and how we spend. So it's just been interesting. But yeah, for Slash Beauty, I wanted it to be beauty on the go. Okay. Easy beauty. And that's what has translated into our products. And our latest product which are
authentic and easy.
yes, authentic and
Okay.
easy and convenient.
Mm.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what I was translating to our latest product, which are, well, we call them press-on cluster lashes. So let's say women, we go and get our lashes, and I don't know if you know about that, but you go to the salon and they fix lashes for you individually. So it can take over 2 hours for them to fix your lashes for you. You look pretty after, but it's the time. I did it once. And I learned this when I was in the law school in Ghana.
Mhm.
When I was trying to sell my products to other people, I realized that they already were doing lash extensions where you go and then they fix the lashes for you individually. And I was wondering, why would anybody want to do this service when it takes so much time? So I decided to try it myself to learn about that, how it's done. And I remember I drove all the way to, what was it? I've forgotten the area, but I drove a really long distance to go and get my lashes done. And it took forever. And I swore I was never, ever going to do something like that. I didn't understand why anybody would go and lie down for someone to fix your lashes for you for that long. My back was aching. It was not a pleasant experience for me. And then when I woke up the next morning, because the lashes stay on for about 2 weeks, I wanted to rub my eyes, I wanted to wash my face, but you can't really do that because...
That's very interesting.
It's very interesting. It is. I didn't understand. So what happened was I released a new product called press-on cluster lashes. Cluster lashes are already on the market.
Okay.
You can go to the salon and they'll fix it for you. I've gotten it done when I couldn't stand this other process. Yeah, this option. And this cluster lashes is supposed to be it's supposed to take a shorter time. So let's say it will take about 30 minutes. I tried that and my eyes were getting red. The glue was burning. It was just too much. I was like, okay, you know what? I think lashes are just not for me. So cluster lashes were on the market. And so when we had an exhibition for EMY Africa and Hips Africa, we participated in those. Our customers would come and ask, we want cluster lashes. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Ghanaians. You see, they'll see something online. They've seen other brands do it, foreign brands. They think they can do it. Okay. But they don't know how to fix these things. It looks complicated. When you watch it online, it looks so complicated, right? So I was thinking, I didn't want to, because even myself, I didn't want to try it because it looks so complicated. So I got my sister to buy normal cluster lashes. And she used to complain that the lashes were, the actual lashes, it's really hard, it's stiff. So it's very uncomfortable on her eyes. So I was thinking, okay, people are asking for cluster lashes. Now people are messaging me saying that they want Slash Beauty to release cluster lashes because they want a brand they can trust. They don't want to buy any on the market because already on the market. They want Slash Beauty to cluster lashes. I was like, okay, this is an idea. Now I'm asking God, I don't want to release cluster lashes that everybody is selling because then what's the point? What's setting us apart? Because with that one, you still need glue to fix them and all that. I was like, I don't want to release cluster lashes. I was being so stubborn. And then the idea came. Why don't you get cluster lashes that are already glued? They pre-glue it and you just stick it on. So that's when I got the idea. I remember that night when I got the idea, I was like, God, this is big. Because nobody was doing it in Ghana. And I was like, I'm sitting on something. And I just felt, I don't know how to describe it. I knew that I was onto something. Yeah. So now getting to source the perfect press-on cluster lashes, the glueless ones. That was another thing altogether. You waste a lot of money when you're sourcing and testing samples. Oh, Jesus. It was a lot. And I had really bad batches. But I finally got the perfect batch. And when I tried it, my mom was fast asleep. It was around 12 a.m. I said, let me try it and see. Because I test my products out. I sleep with them to see if it sticks. Because I don't want to sell you dreams. Yeah. I want to be very practical. So if a customer comes, I'm going to tell you that it's going to last you this number of days. If you take it off, you can reuse this number of times because I've tried it. And I don't want to lie to you and go and say, oh, she lied. No, I'm telling you the truth. Other brands will lie, they'll oversell you, they'll sell you dreams. And then you try it and then it doesn't meet the expectation. So sometimes it's even better to not even overpromise, but then the product is going to do more than they expected. So when I got the lash, I got the samples and I wore it and it stuck. I was like, this is it. I remember I was so happy. I couldn't sleep that night. I was like, this is it. And I told God, make sure that I'm the one who releases this. Slash Beauty is the brand who's going to release this. Yeah. And I would have released it in December because that's our peak period, because that's our anniversary period. So I was like, let me wait till December before I release this. But the Holy Spirit said, no, you're going to release it within a month and you're going to do it. And I was thinking, how? I don't even have enough funds to even organize a whole photo shoot because the way I wanted to do, I wanted it to be this big thing. And then I got this word that says, look at what you have. Like the rod. When Moses was able to hold the rod, it became a snake. I said, okay, look at what you have. You have access to these models. you have access to this photographer. And God just makes me meet. In fact, when I have a campaign idea, right, I write people's names down, the people I have in mind.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I always run into the people. I have a list, but I end up meeting the people God wants me to meet. So let's say I meet a model that puts in a name down. I meet her at randomly somewhere. I'm like, I wrote your name down yesterday. I'm going to work with you. And I get their number, and then we work together. So, and then also met another photographer. He nailed it. He nailed the entire concept. It was beautiful, you know. And I just realized that whenever God gives you an idea, He's always going to give you. Yes, He will. And from this business, I'm realizing it. So now I don't even panic anymore. And we're able to launch a beautiful, beautiful campaign, and that has translated into what we have now. So it's just been beautiful, honestly.
Wow. So talking about this new product, the cluster lash,
Yes.
I realize you have other products outside lashes.
Yes.
You know, lip gloss. What else do you have?
So the lip glosses are not even just regular lip gloss. They're really pigmented. So, you know, instead of usually we use lipstick first, which has some color. Then we use lip gloss on it. So it just gives it like that glossy effect. Our lip glosses are really pigmented. So it gives you like the pigment of lipstick, but then it has the feel of lip gloss.
Okay.
So we were just not just trying to release lip gloss because we're releasing. It's giving you like a purpose. You don't need to buy lipstick and then get lip gloss.
Okay.
But we also have customers that want just lipstick. So we have
that too.
Yes, and the lipsticks, there are two types. You have the matte one that has a drying effect, so it doesn't transfer onto your drinks and stuff. Because sometimes when you drink, it leaves a mark. They want something that just stays all day.
Assassins.
Yes. So we have that, and we also have the moisturizing lipstick because our moms usually like the moisturizing lipsticks. Okay. So we have that. We have lip liners as well because sometimes when you use a lip liner, it frames your lips nicely. Okay. We also have eyeliners, which we'll be releasing. So we've had them for years, you know.
The
but
eyeliner that's doubles as the...
No, so there's an eyeliner pencil that has different colors. So it can come in black, it can come in green. It goes under like here, right? Okay. So we've had them for years, but we've not yet launched them because I want it to be not perfect, but as close as perfect as possible. You know, people want retractable liners, the ones that you don't have to sharpen. Usually you sharpen the liners, they want it to be retractable. But other people also want the option to be able to sharpen the pencil because when it's sharp, it looks better. Okay. You know, so it's just so many things there. So
you have other product lines.
Other product lines.
But what informed your decision to add these other product lines? Was it because of like your feedback from clients, or you saw that was what was that? Was this the plan all along?
Yes, yes, because I've always loved beauty. My mom, if I show you my mom has always been a beauty. I remember when we were growing up, she's doing her mascara. I remember I started doing mascara when I was like probably like 12. She had this blue mascara that I've just found so fascinating. So I used to walk around with blue mascara. So I've always known that if I was going to release a beauty brand, yes, we started with lashes, but it's supposed to be a whole package. So when you take up your makeup bag, you have Slash Beauty, and then each product is meeting your needs and your desires. Okay. The perfect product for you. Okay. Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. That brings me to the question I wanted to ask about Afrocentric beauty standards. You know, I'm a big believer in the African narrative, and one crisis we have is identity. And in that line is the issue of beauty and beauty standards. What does it mean to feel beautiful as a woman and as an African woman, you know? And now we have like a throng of Western influence on what beauty means for the African woman. You are an entrepreneur in the beauty space. What does that mean for you? The whole idea of beauty standards for the African woman.
I think the narrative is changing. I think use the access to internet and social media, a lot of Black people are, you know, really preaching loving yourself, your natural self. And I think back then, because we didn't have access to all these resources online and how to take care of even our hair. Personally, I'm not a hair person at all, you know. So now there's a lot of education on hair. So a lot of women are transitioning to natural hair because people are realizing that even the perm, what we used to perm our hair, it has a lot of toxins. It's causing cancer. There are so many things that are surrounding these things. So a lot of Black women are going into clean beauty. Okay. Even for me, if I wish I could go natural. I cut my hair last year, actually. But I don't have time to get my hair done because I'm a very busy person. But it's just these things that we're now having a lot more education on how to take care of even our hair. So I think the narrative is changing. There are a lot of influencers that are teaching us how to even take care of our relaxed hair. So let's say they recommend a product, like maybe a product that helps with hair growth for like natural hair and permed hair as well. Something like that, I will go and buy that product because I'm buying into what an influencer who has the hair type I want is saying I should buy. And there are different hair textures. You have women that have curly hair. They are recommending products for those with curly hair. You go and buy those products, and there's a lot of people are doing a lot of research, even into the chemicals, because now a lot of brands are being transparent to the chemicals that they use in their products. So all I can just do is ask ChatGPT, okay, I've seen their product line. What does this do? What does this do? And I'll decide if I want that on my body, And another thing too is also been about bleaching. I think that's even changing. A lot of Black women are now understanding how to love their skin. And we are now understanding about sun exposure, UV rays, good Ghanaian skincare brands that are bringing out great products. Even for my mom had sunburn. Okay, and I saw it online. So they're called Glow Cosmetics. I don't mind mentioning Glow Cosmetics. And their whole philosophy is that they're not going to give you products that bleach your skin. So if you are thinking you're going to buy their products and then become fair in 2 days, they don't have that. What they're going to do is that they're going to treat your sunburn. So let's say you have dark patches on your face, they have a product for that. And so by the time you realize you're glowing from within, it's your real skin tone, but you're just glowing. And people will see and tell you you're glowing. They're not saying that you're looking fair or you're bleached. They can tell you are glowing, you're yourself. So we're learning how to take care of even our skin. Even the skincare brands are using shea butter. They're using natural products, and they're organic. People are buying into that. So I really think the narrative is changing and people are moving into more Afrocentric. Even our hair, people are trying to even get off wigs. Me personally, I don't even like wigs. I only wear wigs because I don't have time to get my hair done. But even, the glue that we use on our wigs, people are losing their edges, but they are still wearing the wigs. Hey.
So what is Slash Beauty doing to influence that narrative?
Yeah, so as I said, we make sure that we have FDA approval as well. Let me put that out there. Yeah. So we're making sure our products don't have any toxic chemicals, because I don't want anybody to also come and sue me, because now we are educated. So someone knows that if they have that issue, at that time, I didn't really know I could sue somebody. But someone can come and sue me and tell me that my lashes did something to them or my product did something to them. So we're making sure that all our products have that approval, and we have all our suppliers are very transparent with what they use or in their products, and we're checking all those things just to make sure that we're having a clean beauty brand that something that doesn't cause any harm to anybody, even the animals. It has to be animal cruelty free and all those things. And we are making sure that all our products are safe. Even our packaging, we are using paper, biodegradable products, so that we're not adding to the issues that are already going on in the world and climate change. So you're just making sure that we're just safe brand that's authentic and anybody can use. Maybe one day also release a kids line, but I just said that right now.
Wow. So you come off as a religious person, talking about a voice and mentioning the Holy Spirit, reading books by Joyce Meyer, who's a preacher. How does that play out? Like the issue of religion and spirituality, play out for you as a person and in your business?
That's what actually started this business. I would say that since I started this business, I've been more in tune with the Holy Spirit. I'm able to hear his voice better now, and I've realized that once I hear that voice and it says you are doing this, and it's I'm trying to fight it. Even my public speaking, oh my goodness. I had my first public speaking somewhere in August. And it was just from a conversation I was having another business owner that gave us an opportunity to have a pop-up in her pop-up store. And it was just a conversation. She was just like, oh, next week is this program and she wants me to speak because she just likes the story I just shared with her. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And I did that and I realized that, okay, that was not so scary. And then I'm doing bigger things. I've been on TV, I've been on radio, live radio, and they were not as scary as I thought. And once I overcame those things, I realized that, okay, God is going to give me more. And he makes you start small and he'll give the provision. You just keep going. And that has translated even into my daily life. I just understand, okay, if I'm somewhere, this is where I am now, instead of complaining all the time. Because sometimes it gets hard to not complain. I want to complain. But then I realized that if I'm speaking positively to myself, if I'm listening to, it is what even boils down to the content I absorb on the internet. So maybe instead of me watching certain things that is probably for entertainment purposes, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to preachers who are speaking about reaching your highest potential. They are motivating me and I realize that, okay, I can do all these things through Christ who is strengthening me. I can do it. Why not? So it became a mindset thing. once I was able to change my mindset, in fact, I always used to hear about mindset. I thought people were just saying it, but once I changed my mindset and how I think about myself and whatever I'm doing, it has really, really helped me personally and has fueled my growth. Because last year to this year, how confident I'm even coming on this podcast, I would never do it. I would never ever do it. But because I have become more in tune with my spiritual self, every morning I'm making sure I'm praying. When I get back from work, I'm praying. During the day, I'm praying. God help me. I need grace. When I have a huge task ahead of me, is grace. I ask for grace and I do it. It happens. And I move past that. I'm like, okay, what's the next big thing? Okay. So it has played a huge role, and I attribute that to my mom as well, because my mom is very spiritual. Yes, and that's what has really helped me, because we grew up seeing that, and it's still like that, and I'm seeing what it's doing in my life. So it's just translating to everything that I do.
That's nice. So, I mean, from our conversation so far, you come off as a very busy person. You said you didn't even have time to get your hair done or want to sit for long hours to get your nails done or anything like that. So, what do you do? What do you have time for anything else aside being a lawyer and
I know. Great question, because I ask myself this question sometimes, like, do I even have time? But I do try and make time. Like, if it's something that I feel, I don't even know, but I do make time for family. I'm very big on family. I love my family. So if there's any opportunity to hang out with my family, I'm there. But sometimes work, because maybe a weekend like this, I could be with family because maybe they're organizing something. I have to be here, and then I go. I try and make time for family, and I still make time for my friends. Because right now, you see, at the same time too, most of us are busy now. It's not like back then. Even trying to hang out now on a Friday night, everybody is busy. People have left the country. Like the core group that I used to hang out with, everybody is trying to find their feet wherever they are. So it sometimes gets harder trying to hang out with your regular friends, but I still try and find time. And another thing that helps is that my sister is my best friend. So hanging out with her is like...
Would you hang out? Like, is there any hobbies you undertake or just go out to
reading.
eat?
I love to read. Okay. I go out to eat sometimes. Sometimes. What else? Me, please. Yeah, I will. Yeah, eat sometimes. What else? Sometimes we go as a family, go to the poolside. Okay. Yeah.
And then reading now?
Right now, what am I reading? What am I reading right now? So I got the book I told you about, the finance book, but I've not yet started it. Okay. Yes. So that's what I'm going to be reading now. Yeah. But I actually have a lot. Sometimes on the roadside when I'm going to call, then the men people they're selling me books. So I have a bunch of books that I'm yet to read, but I know I'll get around to reading all of them. Yeah.
Interesting. It's an exciting business. Yes. Okay. Well, it's the last question I have is even the last question would be that peculiar challenges that you faced as a woman who is building a business, a beauty brand, and doubling as a lawyer. Certain highlighting challenges you faced. Things you can remember. In your terrain.
In my terrain, let me see. The challenges. I mean, I have to really think, because there are probably things I've overcome now, and maybe no one. I mean, for people saying, maybe as a woman in this space, I've not really encountered anyone being any type of way about it, or any, let's say, man trying to take advantage. I've also not grown to that extent where it will get to that stage where I'll have to do that. But so far, it's been very okay. The challenges were more like when I was trying to start out, or even challenges I've recognized within the business, that we need to have a better distribution channel. We need to get a team that is helping with like core things, because now we are growing as a business. We're not just having fun with this. This is a business we are trying to grow. So I need to get a team that I'm bouncing off ideas off, because sometimes I get the ideas, but there's nobody to share the ideas with, because my family don't have a business background. So sometimes I end up blabbing and going on, and so I really feel sorry for them. But it's like when I have conversations with business-minded people who are in my space, we're able to flow. Yeah. And that's the importance of networking. I think another thing I do for fun is going for networking events. Okay. Yes, I love those, because I've met a lot of amazing women who empower. I have this group that we met at this event by Glitz Africa. And we check in every month to see how everybody is doing, where we are with our businesses, and offer advice. Because some of them have been in the industry or even just business for over 10 years. And we are able to bounce ideas off each other, started to collaborate. Because in February, we had our first ever event, and we're able to collaborate with this friend of mine who I met through a networking event, and she provides food. We're able to collaborate with her, and she provided the food for the event, you know. So these little things, so.
All right, last question. I said last question before, but
No problem.
mental health.
Mm-hmm.
How are you taking care of your mental health?
A lot of podcasts. I love YouTube. I won't even lie. I love YouTube. When I'm bored, I just listen to a sermon, or I listen to a podcast. Other women who have achieved a lot in life. I make sure I take care of my mind. As I told you, it's all about mindsets. So I'm making sure that all the things I'm digesting on social media, I'm following inspirational pages now. And back then, I'm like, scroll. But now, I'm actually taking time. Yes, be intentional. Whatever I'm consuming on social media is benefiting me. I have so many screenshots. Some of them I even send it to myself. I'm just like, okay, these are things that I need to remind myself constantly. If I'm just going to be absorbing, because there's so much noise on social media, I just need to make sure that I am always in the right headspace.
Yeah.
And that even helps when it comes to that competition. Because I would have even said that about challenges, right? What I've come to understand is that no one is immune to competition. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's someone who has seen this product that we're releasing that's going to release theirs as well. Probably make it cheaper, probably copy your packaging, and there's not much you can do about it. Yep. It's just what it is, So even with that, I always just make sure that I'm always reminding myself why I started this, what the brand stands for, and make sure that we are always, always, always consistent with that messaging. And that's what's always going to put us or set us apart from anyone who tries to copy us or imitate us. So it's all in the mind.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited about what you're building. I have a couple of friends, acquaintances who use your products. And like a celebrity in the Ghanaian beauty space.
Thank you.
And I'm hopeful that you're truly going to build a global giant that is committed to authentic beauty, convenient beauty, and easy beauty, you said. Keep doing what you're doing, keep building. And I know you're trying to raise for expansion.
Yes.
Hopefully that round goes really well. And all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed my time here.
I can help you then. All right. So, friends in Accra and the world beyond, I had a lovely time talking to Sasha. Hope you did too. And the mantra, whatever you do, just keep building. You do it.